Mrs. Mallika Srinivasan with a Ponnade and present her with a memento. We request Ms. Mallika Srinivasan to kindly say a few words.
Respected dignitaries on the stage, my fellow alumni, especially the batch of 75. I see a lot of you. Where are you? Can't see you in the dark. Could you stand up, please? Batch of 75, respected teachers. There they are. Respected teachers, parents, and students. Thank you for those kind words of introduction. It's a great pleasure for all of us alumni to be here on this very happy occasion. We're all very proud members of the Church Park family. And we have a great bond with the school and with each other. A bond that is born out of a very rich and happy shared childhood at the school and a realization in adulthood of what the school has done for us. So I'd like to say, especially on behalf of our batch of 75, which includes Puran here on the stage, that we are most grateful to what the school has done for each one of us. The most distinguishing feature of our school, I think we can rightfully claim, is that this school has produced the largest number of women achievers in our country. We have amongst them the most outstanding political leaders of our country, including our former Chief Minister, Ms. Jayalalitha, my dear friends, Puran, Jayanti, and Kanimuri. In all other fields as well, be it business, arts and culture, medical profession, or the legal profession, and not to leave out Rachel and the IAS, the number of outstanding achievers has truly been awe-inspiring. So I began to think, what is it that really distinguishes Sacred Heart and Church Park from any other school in the country? The approach to education is really one which is very unique, handed down by some very inspiring and visionary Irish nuns. And to those of us who went to school in the 60s and 70s, the names of Sister Celine and Sister Josepha come to mind. And I'd like to also take this occasion to record our appreciation of what Sister Claire did for us when we were in school. These visionaries had in their mind an impression of what the perfect student should be, what the perfect girl should be. And it was their endeavor to make every single student into that perfect girl. This school was not about just studies. Don Bosco was a lot more about studies. This school wasn't about only studies. It was about education, it was about manners, it was about discipline, it was about articulation, and it was about grooming. Discipline there sure was, and while Sister Claire might have forgotten some of those awkward moments that we faced, some of us still remember these quite clearly. But what was different was there wasn't a sense of fear. I'm sure none of the students here today have a sense of fear. Every one of us was very happy and very secure in the school. And even today, when you walk into the school campus, you feel very happy and secure. Every one of us alumni here this evening was having a big, broad smile as we came in here. The other hallmark of this school, and I think it's reflected in today's function as well, has been perfection. We all know the amount of practice and precision that went into Sports Day. None of us can forget that. The school play was a mega production, and the projects were of such high quality that I have not in any other school till date seen projects of that outstanding quality. There was, in addition, a very unique emphasis on moral values, which was again unique to the schools. Moral science was not a class we enjoyed, but we are grateful for, thinking back. So when we left the school, every Church Park student had character, courage, and above all, I think what distinguishes every Church Park alumni is the confidence into which each one of us has been able to step out into the from this very secure environment into the real world. Thank you very much, Church Park, for everything you've done for us. And to all you students, you're very fortunate, and I trust that you will uphold the tradition and spirit of this great institution. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And during your speech, you made a brief mention of Don Bosco, and just to remind you that I'm an alumni of Don Bosco. How many of you knew that the school was a co-educational school? Oh, quite a few hands. It came as quite a surprise for me that the school indeed was co-educational till a particular class. And we have one of the most distinguished alumni from this school here who's going to come up next, and that is Mr. N. Ram, Editor-in-Chief, The Hindu, Frontline, Business Line, and The Sports Star. He has been in journalism from 1966 and has been awarded the Padma Bhushan for journalism. I request Mrs. Uma Antony to give the Ponade and memento to him.
Friends, I'm happy to join in the celebration of a very worthwhile century, and I think my credentials to speak here are much weaker than the credentials of the other alumni who are here, and I'm grateful to the organizers for giving me the opportunity. I was a student here, a pupil here, nearly 60 years ago, quite briefly, for about a year before I migrated to Rosary Matriculation School. I studied in Christian institutions, going on to the Madras Christian College High School and then a Jesuit college, Loyola College. And I know the tremendous contribution made by Christians, Christian missionaries, priests, nuns, sisters, brothers, and so on, as well as various others who take service to the people as a mission. And at this time when the bogey of conversion is being raised, I want to join you in proclaiming the value and the nobility of the contribution made by a small number of people around the country. And this is an outstanding contribution made by Christians to education, to the field of health, and so on, in a broad-minded, secular way. What I particularly appreciate about the schools here in Church Park, belonging to a great congregation established a long time ago, is that the pursuit of excellence, the pursuit of quality in the broadest sense, goes along with a commitment to access, aiming high and opening the gates wide. These are not irreconcilable. They must be pursued simultaneously. And it is this congregation, the schools run by this congregation around the world, and particularly here, that have brought this to the fore. And I was delighted to hear various alumni is the right word, who have spoken on this point. We need to pursue quality. Even more important is to provide access to those who have been socially and historically disadvantaged. The second point I want to make is that today we have to speak the truth, and I'm grateful to the Archbishop. He raised this question today in anguish. While we are celebrating it in the spirit of truth-telling, we cannot feel satisfied, we cannot feel happy over what is happening in some parts of our country by attacks by fanatics, attacks by goons in the name of this religion or that, and particularly in the state of Orissa and Karnataka. And we've heard of atrocities. And people belonging to all sections, all faiths, and non-believers as well must come together to uphold the values of India's historical civilization. That is a supreme necessity today, more important than any other task. Our former president spoke about many worthwhile things, but this is even more important than anything else. If the country is to hold together, and if our young people are to grow up in a spirit of broad-mindedness, openness, spirit of inquiry, the spirit of respecting other human beings. And this is the message, I think, that we must take with us today. We have many good things going for us, but today secularism is the oxygen without which India and India's civilization cannot possibly survive the way we want it to survive. This is the thought that I wanted to leave with you on top of various other thoughts that will come today on this happy occasion. I commend Sister Principal, Sister Superior, and all the teachers, as well as the students who have shown their confidence in this great institution, and I wish you every happiness in future.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker was the head girl and the best outgoing student of Sacred Heart. Known as a no-nonsense, tough administrator who protects public interests at all costs, this IAS officer has held several prestigious posts over the last 33 years, and she is Miss Rachel Chatterjee. I request Sister Margaret to give the Ponnade and memento to Miss Rachel Chatterjee. A few words, ma'am.
Dignitaries on the dais, my dear young friends, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I can remember so clearly our sports day in this field, and also remember so clearly that the most boring part for us children sitting out there were the speeches made before the final Thanksgiving. So, we are all trying to keep it short. Well, back to school. The year was 1965. Mrs. Edwards was my English teacher. She had called me for a discussion on the composition I had written on what I wanted to be when I grew up. Rich, richer, richest was the general theme of my composition. So Mrs. Edwards said to me, yes, indeed, you are going to be very, very rich because that is what this school trains you to be. So, adrenaline pumping, I said, when are the special coaching classes then starting for me and other like-minded ones to achieve this dream of becoming terribly rich? Mrs. Edwards said, day after day, class after class, we are teaching you to be rich. Rich in values such as love and compassion, truth and integrity, tolerance and openness. Needless to say, children, I was not enthused at all by this response. But long years have gone by, and now so many times I think of dear Mrs. Edwards and mull over the wisdom of her words, especially in the context of today's disturbances. It is so important to ensure that the ethos of a school and its classroom practice actually reflect the secular democratic values of